Scoreboards real quick, guys. All right, we are ready to rock and roll. This is Dreamhack Winter, and we're getting close to the end of the day, but not there yet. We still got 2 more best of 3s to cast after this. But ladies and gentlemen, spawning here in the top right corner of the map, playing for the Team Liquid. No longer are they sporting the color blue, as it is the red Protoss, HerO.
And his opponent in the top left spawn location, we have our blue Zerg player, generally considered to be one of the better Koreans in foreign events. He's got multiple titles. He is Leenock HerO.
Yeah, I always forget that's like 4-hour Utopia. Like I don't know why, but it just feels like it should be something like that would stand for something. I don't know. It's not an important deal. Guys, if you're in the chat with us on Base Trade TV today, first off, thank you. I've seen a lot of you guys have been with us since the beginning of the broadcast, which I find insane because I'm barely with us since the beginning of the broadcast. But if you guys want to vote to show who's going to take this series or who you think will take this series in this PvZ, please type !vote and the player name. There's nothing gained from this. It's just for funsies. You don't have to be a mod or subscriber. Anybody can do it. So let's see who you guys are rooting for. Because right now, actually, literally nobody has voted on either of these players, HerO or Leenock.
Wait for it.
Yeah, then there's gonna be like the flood of votes, and that always makes me happy.
I just voted myself as well. You know, I'm a Zerg player, but like you said, anybody who's ever seen HerO lose has to kind of not want to have to see it again, because it's really painful to see him just so sad.
I know, you just want to give him a hug and tell him it'll be alright, then buy him a kitten or something to cheer him up, but in all reality, guys, HerO is incredibly good at Protoss. The problem for me is, I've been casting a lot of the Acer Team Story Cup, and HerO's not had very good results over there. In fact, I don't know what his score is, if Penguin wants to go look it up maybe, but like I guarantee you it's not very good compared to the rest of, well, Tasia, for example, who's done a lot of carrying on his team in the series.
Well, just to actually say something quick about the actual game, we have a gate burst for HerO going up against a 3-hatch before pool for Leenock, and this is actually really nice for Leenock. Is it
gonna be gas too?
I assume so. Yeah, that's generally you usually do that against Protoss. So that's pretty good for him. He's gonna be putting himself in a very nice position. As for HerO's results in ATC, he's 7-6, so he's not awful, but he's not.
I would never call HerO awful. No.
He's not pulling a Tasia.
No, certainly not. But of course, one of the advantages to casting those is like it's not like he's losing to Terrans a lot. He has, in fact, been taking his losses to a lot of Zerg players. Of course, some of the most notable ones were like Impact from Axiom and such. But Leenock is not someone you can really shy away from. He's been in the scene for a very long time. He's an excellent player, and whether he's on HerO, FXO, whatever you want to call him, he's someone you should really fear.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of the better players in the foreign scene. He's won a WCS America title this season. He's just done very well. He always does very well for himself, and it's winter, and he tends to win. Actually, isn't he the back-to-back Dreamhack Winter champion from the last 2 years?
I don't know about back-to-back. I don't know if it's
he won 2 of
them.
But I think it might have been 2010 and 2011, but let me just double-check this. I'm going to double-check this.
While you double-check that, I'm going to ask you one quick question, Penguin. Oracle or Phoenixes?
I'm gonna go with Oracle, actually.
It's almost
because
gotta be.
It's not like it's relatively early. The gate and the Stargate's kind of it's not hidden, but it's not in the wall off, so he doesn't want it to be seen.
Well, Probe is sadly gonna go down maybe before he gets back home. Yeah, I was gonna say though, the thing about the Oracle again, it's actually not. I'll hold that thought for another day. It will be Phoenixes.
Right.
We've seen Oracles pretty much literally every time today we've seen Protoss, so that's not saying much. We haven't seen many Protoss.
First blood.
Alright, HerO has won the last 2 Dreamhack Winters.
Cool. I thought you were talking about Leenock, that's why I was like, I'm not sure about
no.
But okay. Zerglings do slip past the Mothership Core, and unfortunately we'll scout this a little bit earlier than HerO wanted, but not a big deal, because of course Phoenixes are something that you don't exactly, they're not like, surprise, got 5 of us.
But, you know, Phoenixes are like the nicest thing to see off of a 3-hatch before pool, because that's like, if you see Phoenixes, you could just be like,
you flood lings.
No, you could flood drones.
You can flood anything you want, really. I mean, yeah. The point is they're limited on what they can do due to the graviton being an energy requirement.
Yeah, and like, on the other hand, he's gonna have to contest with gateway pressure potentially off the 3 gateways, but there's no chrono going into the warp gate. It's not gonna be super soon, and he can pretty much Leenock can add on. He's continuing to add on drones. He can just continue to go drones, and then go
This is...
with a few Lings to try to hold. He's getting a Roach Warren too.
Yeah, but this reminds me a lot of what we've seen out of a player named Trend from Samsung Galaxy. If you guys have ever watched like a Zotac Cup or something,
Yep.
One thing he likes to do is use low amounts of gateways, stock up like 6 or 7 zealots, and then push the third hard. And look
I really like Trent's play. He's very, very smart, and he does like to do that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like right now these Phoenixes could potentially kill a Queen. I mean, it require a lot of micro because it's sitting next to the Spore Crawler. But if that Queen's not there, there's nothing to stop Zealots from tearing this down. Look at that, already warping them in. Unfortunately, the Lings will already have found this, but while it might not be a surprise attack, it's still hard to hold 7 Zealots early on.
Yeah, and they don't have +1, so they're not going to be like super imba good against Lings, but Leenock is going to have to produce a lot more than just the additional 4 Lings. Okay, 14 Lings in production as well as 3 Roaches. He should be fine here, but the Phoenixes are going to make this pretty tough if they lift up the Roaches.
Yeah, I mean, killing the Roaches would be really nice, but he could also just simply go for the crowd control aspect, buy the Zealots the time they need to tunnel down that base. But still, without that continued scouting information, Leenock doesn't really know if this was dedicated or if, like, HerO backed off as soon as it got scouted. And looks like Link's going to be in the middle of the map to come in from behind. Really like that move. Just giving himself the option to do it.
Alright, Roaches are in position. The Phoenixes are not. They do pick up the pylon. Can they pick up a couple of Zealots before the Phoenixes get in to control them? Oh, the Roaches positioning themselves next to the Spore. Very, very nice. The Link's coming in from behind, and the Zealots have nowhere to run.
Yeah, without being focused on the hatchery, without knocking it down, we will see Leenock looks to be a little bit behind in supply or resources lost right now, but that's mostly because of the Phoenix picking off the Queens at the natural and the main. That attack for HerO wasn't really worth, so to speak, but it didn't cost them a lot to invest into this either. These are just Zealots, after all. There's no gas being involved in this. Well, I guess
yeah, and it's not like 4 gates or like something crazy like
7
a gateway all in or
gates.
anything.
Yeah, it's
He's
nothing.
continuing to warp in Zealots though, and this is where I'm starting to worry for him, because if he continues warping in Zealots and can't do damage, then it's going to start to spiral out of control.
I think that should be okay, though. He just cleaned up a lot of the Roaches with those Phoenixes. Only 4 more coming out. And Hydralisk is going to be the next choice. Phoenixes destroy Hydralisk in low numbers.
Yeah, they really can't hold up to them. But it's kind of like a numbers game where if there's low numbers of Hydras, the Phoenixes will do very well. If there's high numbers of Hydras, all of a sudden the Phoenixes are absolutely useless.
Yeah.
Roach speed's also almost done, and a macro hatch on the way. So overall, I mean, HerO
he drew
has
the Roaches out.
Yeah, that's very, very nicely done. But with the Hydras on the field now, there's a very limited amount of time for HerO to make something happen here. And slowly but surely, more and more Roaches are coming out onto the map here. And the Phoenixes will have the Hydras, like you pointed out. They are very, very good against them, but one of the Phoenixes has gone down. Another one goes down as well.
Yeah, and
HerO having trouble doing actual economic damage.
Yeah, you need 5 Phoenixes to be that magic amount to one-shot the Hydralisks too, so unfortunately can't really continue with the harass for the time being. The Void Rays coming out after this was kind of a cute choice, expecting a lot more Roaches, but as we see, no more production actually coming out of the Stargate because, well, he saw the Hydralisk. It just wouldn't be worth it even if the Roaches were coming. So instead investing in the Immortals, we'll probably see some Sentries come out shortly. Even the Colossus Bay going down all sort of quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to tech up while taking a third, and this is really, really nice because with all the pressure on behind him, HerO hasn't really had to deal with any counter pressure. And by this point, by the time Leenock's able to pressure him, the Nexus will be done. There will be a cannon up, completely surrounded, and there will be a potential overcharge.
Yeah. I do like this choice to go to Spire, though. After recognizing that HerO did not reinvest in Phoenixes, suddenly Mutos are a little more viable. If your opponents are placing those Phoenixes, or even as high as 7, you never really want to invest in the Mutos, because you can't really take that fight head on. But, ooh, speaking of not taking a fight head on, Roach, the force fields aren't that great, so the force fields are really minimal here for HerO. He's got more energy. I don't know why he's waiting to use it, because, of course, everything gets past the force fields again. Top of the sentries, all the sentries down. 2 Immortals are all that stand. They will hold this, but I don't feel like HerO needed to lose that many sentries.
No, but he does have a Void Ray that's going to cancel the 4th base of Leenock, so HerO getting something done very, very nicely, at least with that. And well, actually a couple of Hydras moving in here may be able to ward this off and save the base. Kind of interesting that Leenock is expanding towards HerO. HerO, meanwhile, adding on 2 more gateways, so it would appear that, did he scout that Spire? Yeah, Stargates, that's what I meant. He did not see the Spire by the looks of it, but that's going to be, he's just going to be going for a Sky Toss style of play here. And initially that's not going to be so great because there's there's 11 Corruptors on the way, but will he actually get this base?
I don't know. He might just, if the Phoenixes can lift up the Hydras, just seem to buy time. They don't even need to kill right now. But I was going to say, Penguin, We got tunneling claws coming out of Leenock, which would be really cool. We haven't had a good
Yes.
chance to see them utilized today, but they are really strong versus sentries. Oh,
Well,
wow.
all the Hydras go down. It's going to be close, Rifkin.
It goes down at the last tick of that beam.
Wow.
That's
Well,
an ace moment if I ever had one.
It is. Meanwhile, though, Leenock going for a big counterattack here. Lots of Hydras in here to help, or Corruptors rather, to help deal with those Phoenix.
Yeah,
Phoenixes aren't really going to be
Oh,
Great
good force fields.
coming down.
Fantastic.
HerO. Wow.
Now, of course, the problem for this is he used up all the energy, so another attack could be problematic. And we also have tunneling clouds coming, so further usage of the force fields on the roaches will quite frankly be null and void. I mean, there's an observer here to snipe them off, but the point is you get away from the force fields. The roaches can dig under them. The Corruptors are kind of an interesting choice. They will absolutely destroy this Colossus, but beyond that, they're kind of useless supply. It's a lot of corruption, but that's not really that much.
Honestly, I don't think the tunneling claws are really that fantastic against this army composition with the observer in there, because there's 9 zealots, and zealots have super high DPS, which they'll be dealing to the roaches as they tunnel under them. So, I mean, they can still do damage, but it's going to be a lot less effective than if this was a more sentry-based composition. And now we have the Muta switch coming out of Leenock, and I really like this. He's only on 6 gases, though, so it's going to be tough for him to make this work.
And HerO's going for Void Rays right now, really focused on the Corruptors. I mean, I kind of would rather see the Blink Stalkers deal with the Corruptors and have the Phoenixes out with Anya Pulse Crystals to deal with whatever potential error there is. I mean, even if this wasn't a Mutalisk swap, as if Phoenixes weren't abusive enough as is, right?
Yeah, well, he's going to lose a couple of Phoenixes here. One Phoenix does go down, the other one will survive to live another day. There's actually +1 air attacks already for the Protoss player, and, well, Leenock is avoiding this Phoenix with those Mutas. Very nicely done. He still doesn't know that there's a Muta switch happening at the moment. There's a kind of awkward moment right now where Leenock's maxed almost, but he doesn't have a very good number of Mutas yet, so he's going to have to sacrifice some of his army to get more Mutalisks out. He's also going to want to try to get up to 10 gases as soon as possible. He's got 8 running right now and a 5th base coming up, so he will be able to go up to 10 gases, but we have 4 Zealots moving over to deny that 5th.
Man, it's... Void Rays are not going to cut it. They're going to be great versus the Corruptors, but once those go down, the Mutalisks are just going to flock hard. I'm actually really worried about this for HerO. His army composition is
on the way, though.
Yeah, but is it too late? I mean, it's so few of them. The Void Ray gets picked off on the rally, too. Oh, that's rough.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is actually really rough. There's a couple of cannons here. He's going to be able to unpower, I think.
Oh, he can't recall. Does he not
No,
have a
there's
mothership
actually...
core? Penguin, he never made a mothership core. No recall available.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, no.
But he's losing so many of these Mutas. He already lost 3 to the cannons, and he hasn't even fought against the air army yet.
But if there was that recall, man, this might not have even happened. More cannons coming down out of desperation, but gonna lose pretty much everything in the main. The fleet beacon, of course, completed, but we don't see any impulse crystals available because they didn't have time to research them. So really rough here for HerO.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Leenock can fight this air army right now. +1 air attacks is very good for the Protoss player, especially in the Phoenix versus Muta fights. He's just got to make sure he doesn't lose the Phoenixes. Oh, he's losing so many. And with that, that actually may spell disaster in this air fight.
There was just too many Mutalisks here. I mean, even with the additional...
more Phoenixes come out.
But even with the additional ones, I mean, the Corruptors here to guard them. It's not...
Yeah, that's why he needs to keep the Void Rays alive. This 4th base for HerO will probably go down as well. He's going to try to catch the army on the retreat with his own ground army.
Colossus walking right into them. A bit of a misclick out of HerO. That's going to cost them. And the burrow. The burrow. Look how fast they regen.
Unfortunate to say the least. And, well, Leenock up 50 supply, continuing to produce Mutalisks, and now the Phoenix count has to get to a critical mass. He is going to be able to come in and pick off a couple of Mutalisks, but he loses a Phoenix in the meantime. Still 2 of these Stargates, since they're in the natural, are going to be powered. But, you know, he's going to lose his main, but he does not lose the 4th, shockingly enough, so he's actually not in the worst position.
How much health does that Nexus have?
Little.
How much precisely?
All right. Oh, nice snipes here. The Phoenix is picking off 4 Mutas. 1 Phoenix goes down, which is a little sloppy, but...
The problem for HerO, though, is he needs absolute perfect control, whereas Leenock can kind of haphazardly do this while macro. We actually have Locust
behind us.
That's going to make this really rough for the air composition. If you can get a dominating lead, of course, you can Graviton beam up the Swarm Host and try and kill them off that way, but of course, he was not able to retain any of those Void Ray numbers, which would have been fantastic for the follow-up, but Still dancing around with these Mutilas. Blink is just about finished, but still not here. So the mobility just, it's not here to contend with this.
And the supply looks great for HerO, but that's only because Leenock is banking a ton of resources for 10 swarm hosts. Oh no, whoa, 18 more mutas in production. Okay.
Maybe that's a just in
Take that
case
back.
thing. I think he
know,
realized
man.
he's doing so well with the air. I mean,
Yeah.
HerO's been forcing
Oh no, this
so
base is
many.
gonna die. Yeah, this base is gonna die, guys. Uh-oh. Well, he will lose a couple Phoenixes, or a couple mutant. Nope, the Phoenix control. Not quite good enough. The Corruptor's still there to guard.
This is so rough for HerO. Like, this is just such
It
a
is
tough
so
spot
rough.
to be in.
He does take off the 5th base with the Zealot run by, which is kind of nice, a base for a base, but now it's 4 base against 2. So, looks like HerO's gonna go for it, gonna try to at least kill the 4th base here. But with the additional 18 mutas, I don't think there's enough anti-air on this map to deal with it. 9 Phoenixes, 15 Stalkers. If he can fight under the Guardian Shield of the Phoenixes, that's pretty nice. But still, he's got a micro so well.
Well, there's just so many Mutilas. It's like, it's at that point where it just starts getting out of control, right? There's 33. You need something else involved with this. Whether, I mean, the Phoenixes are okay. If you get the Onion Pulse Crystals, you're set, but of course those were never made, so these are just naked Phoenixes which require the uttermost control.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a couple of Stalkers to cover for them, but there's so many Roaches on the ground here moving forward as well, trying to deal with this. So many Phoenixes going down. HerO plummeting in air supply here. He's still got a lot on the ground, but a lot of that supply is not going to do anything. It's 12 supply in Colossus, 12 supply in Immortals. Or 16 supply in Immortals even, excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, overall, this is looking worse and worse for him.
Even with the
slowly
blink.
but surely dying.
Yeah, now he's going to lose the Colossus too. I mean, Leenock can flood links at this point. Another base goes down, though, worth noting. HerO going to keep with the pressure. Stalkers in, of course, 1 Immortal. But he can't rebuild was the problem. He's losing.
Look at the natural of Leenock. HerO's never going to push into this.
No, it's way too many Spine Claws. This is absurd.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the Mutilas. He can't even fight the Mutilas with this low Stalker count. That's what's really unfortunate. And Link's, of course, flooding on top of this. Like I said, with the Colossus down, I mean, he could make... Link's only have 1-1. Not even 1-0. And he can still flood Links to win this game, I feel.
Yeah, he can do pretty much anything at this point to win this game. He's taken out the Colossi. And finally, this air army should deal with the rest of HerO's army quite handily. The Stalkers are nice to have, but they're not what counters mutas in high numbers. And the +2, Corruption going down as well. Well done. GG is called. Leenock taking game number 1. Very impressive play out of our Zerg player. Can he make it a 2-0? This is a best of 3, guys, so hang on to your hats. We'll be jumping into game number 2 momentarily.
Why did I still have the screen region up?